into your second exhibition game?
Yeah, I mean, my excitement is I want to see us get better as we move from, one game to the next. Before, obviously, we open up with our first countable game, which is the following Tuesday, November the 4th. And so I tell you, I yesterday spoke at for sororities, all the different sorority houses, spoke to a fraternity group. Coach Lindy was with me. We did it together, just trying to drum up the student support. Gene Canales, our marketing director, has done a great job just trying to brainstorm with him to find a way to keep getting as many students as involved. I mean, everywhere I've been in Paloma, everyone said, hey, we got to get the students back involved, so, and they've all said, Coach, how do we get like the $2 beers, you know what I mean? So more than the game, they all want me to find a way. They like, Coach, if you can get the beer deal going, like, you're a hero to us. So, I'm just like, whatever you do, you take an Uber home. That's all I care about. Like, just Uber home, have a designated driver. That's the most important. But I'll work with administration on the other stuff because that's important to the students.
Are you moving the right direction health-wise getting closer to the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, look, so Emmanuel Steffens is out. Mason for tomorrow's game. Emmanuel's out. Mason Abaton's out. Miles Shea's out. Isaac Williamson's out. Lodgy, we don't expect to play tomorrow. And Tyron Jones will play some. So we will have, First Washington, we have 7 scholarship guys. We'll have 8 scholarship guys tomorrow, with Tyron Jones being restricted minutes guys.
Can you, besides getting better from one game to the next, can you learn anything tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, well, the reason we did this game was to give us a trial, a dry run with the lights on here. I really wish the NCAA, and you've covered this for a long time, would give us more exhibition games, more opportunities for scrimmages. As much as we're practicing from the beginning of the summer all the way through to now, we should have more opportunities to play. So this is really about a dry run, so we can get through under the lights, figure out. I don't even know which bench yet. You know what I mean? How that all works out, and so it's new for everybody. How we coming out of the tunnel? I mean, all that stuff. So, because I don't want that to be the first time when we play November the 4th. So it's more of a trial run, but yes, we can take a lot of that. How's our execution? How's our transition defense? How are we on the glass? First Washington, 35% of our missed shots were offensive rebound. That's a big deal. How are we attacking the rim? Are we playing off of 2 feet? Is the ball moved and not sticking? Are we valuing the ball and not turning it over? So all those things we can really have a chance to evaluate and see where we're at with those types of deals.
In your ideal world, how many scrimmages would you be allowed?
To me, I think we should be similar to the NBA. I mean, this NBA has 2 weeks of practice, a week of practice, and they're playing games. You know what I mean? So, if I'm not mistaken, I think the NBA's 4 or 5 exhibition games. We should be in the same number as them.
Coach, we see the balloons behind you. Can you just talk about how competitive, how energetic each practice is?
Well, the balloons are for each team. The scarlet and gray get 5 turnovers of practice. That's it. And we pop the balloon for a visual effect. If you turn it over, you hear the pop. And if you have 5, okay, after 5, everyone you have, you run. So it's a visual effect. It's just about valuing the ball. So each team gets 5 for the whole 2.5-hour practice. You get anything over that, we start running.
Is that something that was taught to you and developed throughout your career, or is that a Josh Pastner original?
No, you know what? We just coaches are all kind of, you steal information here, you steal information there, you see different things, and you just kind of, you get something that that you like, that when you were out, like when I was doing television, man, I like that, and maybe saw another thing that I like doing television. So you just see different things and bring us some different things. It's like we have we talk about the rebounding bubble, which we're going to introduce today, about signing that, about based on a certain number of rebounds, offensively, defensively, whether you're a front court player or a guard. Kind of like some people give a hard hat. We do the bubble. The bubble's a rebounding thing we use that. It doesn't allow you to make the shot, so you've got to rebound the ball. So it's kind of cool, just a mentality type of thing, because whether it's offensive or defensive rebounding, depending on our transition defensive game plan, how many we're sending to the glass. But defensively, you got to put that hard hat on and get on the defensive glass, especially us changing defenses and playing what we do. You're not always, when you're not in man, you don't always have you have more of an area responsibility more so than a particular person responsibility.
Coach, your team hitting a little bit of adversity before the season with injuries. What can you take away from the positives of maybe what you see from later on this season?
Well, listen, it's been hard not having Miles Shea out there, not having a true point guard, but he's given Dravian gives Longhorn an opportunity to work as a point guard that he hasn't really had a chance in his entire life, so it had a chance for him to do that. And then secondly, guys like Al Green to work at some point, and some other guys to play some not natural positions. So I don't know if that's positive. It maybe has given us some opportunities for guys to work on some things that they probably wouldn't have worked on, but we need to get everyone. I'm telling you, I love our team when we're fully healthy. I mean, I love our team now, but I mean, we just got to get healthy, and whatever that is. And the challenging part is, okay, when guys come back, we start playing real games next week. So how do you flow them in without disrupting? That's going to be the challenge, and that's why I keep saying November is obviously critical for us, but we might not hit our stride. I don't know. I hope we hit our stride for day one to the last day, you know, but as we all know in sports, there's going to be a little peak and valley here and there. I don't know if until we get everyone healthy and get into the rhythm, which Mountain West play doesn't start till mid-December. So we've got to do our job early because we have a really tough non-conference schedule, and nobody wants to hear any excuses. There are no excuses from me or anybody else. We got to figure it out. It's just, sitting as a head coach, the challenge of trying to get guys in at different spots, and while you're playing real games and high-level games, is just that's going to be the challenge that I have as guys get healthy and get cleared.
You've mentioned a lot competitive excellence. How do you keep guys bought in a game that they know that they're going to beat their opponent?
Well, we take nobody for granted, but that's our standard, competitive excellence. And if you don't, I don't use any profanity. I'm pretty intense, and I'm not maybe a screamer or yeller, but I'm intense. But the best motivation is the bench. And if you don't produce in the way that we need you to produce with competitive excellence, you're just going to sit. It's just the bottom line.
I have a follow-up question. This isn't basketball related, but you mentioned talking about the students trying to bring back $2 beer nights and stuff. Are you working to get your own unofficial official rice bowl to be sold at games?
No, you know what? As much as I love rice, I do love rice, and I love food, by the way. I love food, and I eat a lot. I really make sure that I don't, during my 2 years out of TV, I was the healthiest I've ever been. But I can feel myself now where I'm not sleeping, I'm eating late again, you know what I mean? And so I got to discipline myself to, okay, stay away from those late meals. I get up really, really early. So I'll go to the gym like at 4 in the morning, 4:30. I got to stay on track, and I got to make sure I sleep. So, but I can feel myself going back to I got to catch myself. I got to be mentally aware of that and making sure that I love rice, I love food, but I got to make sure I maintain, I got to maintain eating healthy the best I can. But hey, I will say this. Wait. If they want to give an NIL deal, I'm all for it. I'll give it to the players. So if they want to give me, someone wants to give a deal and donate money for the players, I'm all for it. They don't need to give it to me. They need to give it to the players. We'll donate the NIL. I'll figure something out for me. You can do for me, as in terms of I'll say hello, but I want the money to go to the players for the NIL. Yeah, whatever it is. M&M's. Chocolate, whatever it means.
Mentioning Kyron playing a little bit more, getting back into the flow tomorrow. How do you plan to use him, and how do you get him to flow back into the, look on a restricted minutes?
I assume there's going to be mistakes made tomorrow. I don't know how not. You know what I mean? It's his first time kind of getting into it, so he's going to have some anxiety getting up and down, and there'll be some mistakes made by him, and that's why you play the game, to kind of let it get out of the system. That's why I was hoping those other guys would be able to play, to kind of get some things out of their system before you play a real accountable game. So you just got to assume there's going to be some mistakes.
And you've talked about a lot, being in Tark's seat. How's it gonna feel tomorrow? Even though the game doesn't count, be back in his seat, looking up at that banner.
83% of his wins. That means like 28-6 is a bad season, right? When you're winning 83%. So we can have 1 year of 83%, you know, of a winning percentage. That's a heck of a deal. So I'll be happy just to take one possession at a time. If we could win 83% of our possessions during a game, would be a heck of a deal. You know what I mean? Forget the entire, you know, thing. So what he did here is why he's in the Hall of Fame. It's why he's one of the greatest to ever do it. I don't think that's ever going to be. I'm not sitting in his chair. I'm just the gatekeeper moving his and everybody else's program moving forward. I don't look at it like I'm sitting in his chair. I'm just being there to help it get back to where everybody wants to get back to. And you can see based on his winning percentage, it's surreal. Okay, Coach.